All right, we are live for the Sunday session, everyone. Oh my god, this one was to the wall, guys. I did not realize the time and just checked right now and seen that it was 5 o'clock. So I really quickly just jumped on and started streaming with you guys. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we will have Craig Petty joining us to talk about all things Netrix. However, he's at the Wessex Magic Convention and his lecture finishes at 5 o'clock in the UK, which is right now sort of time. With that being said, Craig's lectures tend to run on considerably, as do his explanation videos and anything that he can talk about magic related. So we're going to hang in there for him to join us, hopefully sooner rather than later. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and you're stuck with me. But oh my lord, I didn't realize the chat was going to blow up because I'm so last minute. Hey Alex, Yo Ben, Daroro66, hey, hello everyone. 12 a.m. for Ian Cheer, how's it going? Just jumped off Netrix. Oh, wicked. Jay, what's going on, man? Tutorial, please, for Magic Song. How is everyone? Rich Relish, how you doing? William, how you doing, guys? How's everyone's weekend been, first and foremost? And this is the thing today. What a perfect way to start off Sunday. Best magic video of the week. Just signed up for Netrix yesterday. Wicked. This is because we were sort of expecting Craig, and we are expecting Craig. Then this is going to, up until he joins, this is a little bit unscripted and planned. You dictate what you want me to talk about. Do you want to talk about card tricks? Do you want to talk about coin tricks? Do you want me to show you anything? Talk about anything with you all until Craig gets here. So hopefully he does very soon. Actually, I'll send him a message right now. Hey man, hope you rock the lecture. Let me know if you're jumping on the Sunday sesh. There we go, just meshing CP. Been reading, so Rich Relish says, been reading Nay Pass by Roberto Mansilla. Great book. I haven't even heard of that. What's that book about, Rich? David Christmas, can you get my autograph? You can totally have my autograph, David, although whatever I sign it on will probably be devalued with my autograph on there. Can I talk more about Flux, Ben, Matthew? I can talk about Flux if I know what it is. What is Flux? And that's not some sort of like funny thing. I don't know what Flux is. Talk about cards, says Julian Barajas. Just join Netrix. Can you give us more information about the lottery prediction app you showed a while back? Yes, I can talk about the lottery prediction app, actually, whilst we're here. So, the lottery prediction app the app isn't a lottery prediction, so to speak. It can perform a lottery prediction, but what it does, and I don't want to expose it on here, is a lot of you may remember that a couple of years ago I released an app called Tempest, which is an app that allows you, if I show the screen, to flick the wheels of the timer and allow them to stop somewhere, and when they stop, they would force the number that you want them to stop at. So if you wanted somebody to stop at the number 42, they would be able to stop at the number 42. That was called Tempest. I released it like in 2018 or 17, not long after Cypher, and that then sort of inspired some people to create other apps in that vein. One of those people was a friend of mine called Sad Janan, and he reached out to me and said that he was inspired by Tempest and has created something similar. Did he have my blessing to sort of go forward with it and then use elements within? And that was 2 years ago, and what he showed me was the bare bones of what that lottery prediction app is. So I'll tell you what it's very good. What it can do is, in essence, like as you can see in the video, it can allow you to, at the very core of it, just force time like this, right? Which is the most basic element of it. And I know there's another app out there, and I think the original version of Sad's app was released very close to the same time or whatever, that can do it for any card at any number. But where the lottery effect sort of differs is once you can just force the number, there's so much, well, aside from forcing the number, there is so much more you can do. And one thing that I won't dive into until we get closer to the release is something which I'm really, really proud of, is that it's not just about forcing any sort of numbers in many different ways that are all really convincing and really fooling, is that you can also peek information with it using the stopwatch app. And it's wild. The way it works is really, really mental. And those that I've shown it to, laymen that I've shown it to, just get absolutely fucked up by it. Because where other peaks, like for example, if you're on a calculator and they type in their date of birth to multiply it, and then eventually you call back and you say, oh, and you're born in July, there's something like a leftover of they can sort of feel like they can backtrack. Well, I did type my date of birth in, like that physics. But the way this works, the way the peak that this works, it doesn't have that definitive, well, I did something, so when you peak with this, it really, really destroys them, and it's such a powerful thing. So it can do that plus a myriad of other things, and possibly some of the most I feel like it's more organic than Tempest, and some of the more powerful mentalism prediction and reveal effects that I've ever worked on. So any questions about it? Let me try and catch up. Okay, so I'm going back through the comments. There's a lot of viewers today, and this is the one that I didn't share in advance. You guys, how many of you have signed up to Netrix, by the way? What do you all think of it so far? Are you loving it? Because I'm fucking loving it. Okay, so Ben, Matthew, can I talk about Lux? I can talk about Lux a little tiny bit, I think. All I can really say about it is that there's not long until the release. I really, this is the one project in my life where, forgive the pun, the cards have to be kept close to my chest, and so I can't give much more information away. Stu Batman says, any plans to release another deck of cards? Sinners are an amazing deck. I forgot about the Sinners deck. I do have some plans to release some more cards. I did the third edition of the Moonshines last year with Murphy's, but I'm thinking of going on to a new range of cards, and I've got something planned, sort of half finished, made, and again, with playing card designs, there's so many out there. Often I feel that there's good ones and there's bad ones, but my main gripe with playing cards is that they don't have I feel like cards should have a story. You should look at them and they should tell you the story when you see them, and I feel like that's what so many miss. So that's what I'm trying to do in the new deck. And also, the other thing with them is that I like to get the most out of them. So in the Moonshines, the third edition, I haven't actually spoken about this properly on video, but there's a full treasure hunt built into them. So that's why there's binary codes hidden in there and lots of secrets and things. So I like, the new deck will have some stuff like that, plus be fully marked in different ways as well. That helps. David Christmas, how do I get it? Legend. Dave, if you can find me on social media like Facebook or Instagram and drop me an inbox, then I will tell you how I can send you my autograph. Rich, card magic from Vanishing, probably the most practical, ungimmicked ACAN I've seen there. Alright, Rich, that's a bold claim. That is a bold claim for the most practical, ungimmicked ACAN. Now I need to see this thing. What's it called again? Where was the book? Napes by Roberto Mancilla. I'm gonna check that out. When I watch you text Craig, it feels like I'm watching two magic superheroes correspond with each other. Here's Sav in the chat that says, yes, bro. Sav is in the chat, actually. I was just on the phone with Sav. He is someone who has seen Lux early Sav can feel free to say what he thinks about Lux. Not what it is, but what he thinks about Lux in the chat. Chris James, what's going on? Tricked Off Morning, Shumai to Trickster. Dave, do you have an email to get hold of my autograph? Yes, I do. My email is admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. What app do I have from Magic Song? That app, the lottery prediction app, we haven't released the name of it yet, I don't believe. Alex Bow, can I get a job as yours and Craig's assistant to help you with YouTube and the podcast? I would be open to somebody helping me with my YouTube because I'm terrible at it, as you can tell. What you could do for me, I have no idea at the moment, but I would be really happy to accept some help on my YouTube. Hey JD sounds really cool. William Bojega says, me and a mate of mine were thinking about using it to predict the seat number of multiple volunteers. That with the new, people call it, roughly the lottery prediction app, you could absolutely predict the seat number of volunteers. No problem whatsoever. Tricked Off. Hi, Alex. I'm a great fan. King OK. Hi, Lloyd. I'm having a trick with Penguin. Do you know how I can get more people to see and buy it? Yes. First of all, are you releasing it with Penguin or through Penguin? As in, are Penguin filming it for you and releasing it, or are you releasing it through their partner program, sort of like as a self-upload effect? Because if it's the first and they're releasing it for you, then they can take care of the promotion mainly, and that's what will get you the most sort of views and eyes on it. If you're doing it as your own thing, then there's two schools of thought. One is you can send it early pre-release versions to people, and send it to the right people. So if you've got a trick which is a visual piece of magic, send it to people that have a name for themselves who make visual magic. If it's mentalism, send it to mentalists that have a name for themselves, and get their honest feedback on it. And if it's good enough, maybe they'll help spread the word or give you quotes for it. And also, if it is a good trick, it will, as long as you get it in like the right places, like the Magic Cafe, unfortunately, which is a terrible website, but it's a good place to get your magic seen. And sort of network with people, make videos about it, and try and perform it to people online as much as you can. Then, if it's a good trick, it will rise to the top. The cream will rise to the top, sort of thing. Chris James got the gold membership of Netrix. Wow, there was only 10 spots for the gold membership as well, which is crazy. So cheap for what you get. Nervous but excited. I love the accountability part of it. Yeah, man, that whole gold membership of Netrix is the most intriguing thing to me. All right, so this is what Sav says about Lux. So for anyone asking about Lux, and he's in the chat right now, actually, let me screenshot this so I can use it as a quote. Sav says, Lux is genuinely the closest thing to real magic that anyone will feel should it be performed to them. I was shooketh when I witnessed it. What a fucking legend. Thank you so much, Sav. That's it's funny, like, without blowing smoke up my own arse or anything, I got a couple of other quotes from people like Ben Williams and some other, those quotes will come out in time. They all very much say the same thing, that it just looks and feels like real magic, which is really kind. So thanks for that, Sav. Fucking diamond. Alex Bow, I'm loving Netrix. I was spending so much on downloads to learn new tricks, but now I have them all in one place and it's cheap. Yeah, that's it. It is so cheap. $14.99 for that much content a month. That's for the basic package is just a no-brainer. So Dust Devil says, I think it should have been $7.99, £7.99. I disagree. I think this could, because it should be $7.99 if he wasn't putting as much work in the coming months as well. So like, if it was, there's other platforms out there of sort of, you sign up and you get what you get, and sometimes you get an update. But because he's releasing a minimum of 10 new downloads a month, plus all the artists and interviews and things, I think it's worth $14.99. And for what you get, man, I think it's great. David M also got the gold membership too. Cannot wait for, actually a bit nervous, don't want to let Craig down. Wow, that's great, man. Yeah, I wonder if all those gold membership spots are taken up then. Tricked Off says, what's my email? My email address is admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. Mr. Reese, afternoon, buddy. I Mr. Reese, I did not realise that your name literally is Mr. Reese. Mr. Reese, that's fucking brilliant. KOK says it's through the partner program. Thanks for the tips. Question for me from Rich Relish. What's your favourite quote, either for one of your products or one you've worked on? Favourite quote? There's one for Lux, which I can't put out yet, but it's from a big deal TV magician. It just says, again, like everyone else, like it looks and feels like real magic, and to me, like it was a dream come true to get that quote from that person. Slightly magic. Is Lux the new item that was stuck in limbo because someone wanted the rights to it, or is that something else? That would be correct. Yeah, it was stuck in limbo it would have been out a couple of months ago. However, where it was talks about somebody trying to acquire TV rights to it. Actual very serious talks that got to signing of contracts. But yeah, things happen in the TV world, and luckily for us that it never got signed. So Mr. Reese says thank you. Hello from Montreal. Magic Seance. Hello. I've never been to Montreal, but I'm thinking of going very soon for FISM. I think it's in Montreal this year. I'm not sure though. Gary Bartnick. Hello from the big beautiful sky. Gary in Dreamland floating on a cloud island. Have a nice dream. Gary, I see you comment that every single time on every single video. I love that comment. It always makes me feel good. Where did that little saying come from? Yeah, so any questions in the chat? I seen Rich ask one about the quotes. I've seen a few questions about Lux. Eddie Toby, hello from Virginia. Been a big fan since the cohort's gaff set. Thank you so much, Eddie, man. That really means a lot. I was looking at those the other day. I was gonna make some. Well, keep your eye. If you like gaff stuff, then keep an eye. If you like the cohort gaff system, then stay tuned. Alex Bow, has Craig said if they will make Netrix into an app as well? Knowing Craig, he's probably working on making it into an app. I do know that it works on your phone though, right? So if you can't get the app, at least there is on your phone. All right, Lord Placebo says, some colour change you've never shown to anyone before. Hello from Goa, India. Wow, literally my favourite place in all of the world, Goa, India. What part of Goa are you in, by the way? So a colour change, this is putting me on the spot, that I've never shown anyone. Never a colour change that I've never shown to anyone before. Let me think. Okay, there's this one. The reason I've never shown it to anyone before because it's a work in progress. I don't even know if this will work with this. I may need to use a fresher deck for this. Oh, screw it, I'll give it a go. This might go terrible, so... And it's not a very good idea, but it's just something I haven't shown to anyone before. So a card would be selected and lost in the deck, just like that. And then we'll use the 7 of diamonds and the queen. That's the basic idea, is that you would change it like in a flash. That was terrible, by the way. This is why it's never been shown to anyone, so you're welcome. The idea was if you can time it right, you should be able to make it look like you can make this little rainbow of a card. So you'd be like, oh, this is a rainbow, and all the colours of the rainbow are here. And then you can get it to change. I feel terrible for how bad I screwed that up. So who asked for that trick? Lord Placebo, thanks for making me look awful on camera. I'm trying to think if I've got any other ones that I've never shown anyone. I haven't. I do have a bunch of magic colour changes that I've always wanted to do. I love the idea of... people always do colour changes with a squared up deck, and I always think it'd be nice to do one where the deck is just really loose, and then the top card would be face up, and then it would change like that. And obviously there's the obvious methods that we're all thinking of right now, but I would love to have one that looks really pretty. Oh, do you know what? I do have a colour change that I've never shown anyone, and it uses the tabletop. and it's basically, I can't get to it right now because there's no space here, but there's a card on the table, you wave over it and it changes. There's no lapping, and then you can show your hand clean as well. I'll try and film that actually one day for YouTube to show you all. But I've never shown anyone that. So that could be interesting. King, okay, what trick are we creating today? I don't know, you guys can tell me. Last week, you guys sort of all came up with it, so we did that. Mysteries. Are we gonna jam on a random trick idea again? Yes, we can jam on a trick idea, although it's just me, so be prepared, it could be terrible. Baba Koshal says, my favorite close-up card trick. My favorite close-up card trick is, I think I may have told you all before, but I call it the 2-card deluxe. So it's similar to 2-card Monty. I think I can show you all. So we'll use this card, and you're all going to know exactly the routine, but I'll show you why it's different, or what makes it different in a moment. So we use this. So basically, it's called 2-card deluxe, and it's not 2-card Monty, and I'll show you what it is. Because we use a 3 of clubs, and you talk about how people need to pay attention. This is all about a test of observation. And if that's the 3 of clubs and this is the 3 of spades, which way around are they if I do this in your hands? Yeah, like we all know. And then I say, if I switch it one more time and go 1, 2, 3, 4, which way around are they again? And depending on what they say, it doesn't matter. But I say this time, I want you to name a number between 1 and 10, but not 3. Okay, so let's read a comment. All right, that one says 7. So you say 7, and you say name 2 different suits to the ones you're holding. And they name 2 different suits would be the hearts and diamonds. So they name hearts and diamonds. And then the 2 cards turned over are the 7 hearts and diamonds. So it's 2-card Monty, but by using the 7s and the 3s, so you start like this, you get them to you're able to have them name the 2 cards that end up in their hand. But you're probably wondering what happens if they don't name the 7s. Then it works exactly the same, because you're going to switch the 3s for 7s. Because you say to them, name any number between 1 and 10, not 3. By saying not 3, it psychologically forces more people to name 7, like 99%. But if they don't, say they said the number 4, you just say count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and those cards switch places again. Now, I don't mean there, blah, 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 they just switch to random cards, which is 2-card Monty anyway, because 2-card Monty is 2 random cards changing to 2 random cards anyway. So if it misses, you just say count, you use the number they named to count to the number they named. So like if it misses and they say 4, you say count to 4, boom, those 3s have switched places one more time, haha, I know you don't believe me, and go forward from there. But when it hits, which it hits all the time, then you say, okay, now name 2 different suits, which is a suit force, because you've already eliminated the 2 black cards. So you say name 2 different suits to the ones you're holding, which kind of feels like a fair choice. And then at the end, you reframe it all really nicely by saying, look, you could have named any numbers, and you say numbers, which implies they're going to name 2 different numbers, and you say you could have named any suits, blah, 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 build it up, build it up, build it up, and now it's 2-card Monty, but the 2 cards in their hands are freely named cards. And there's never any fear of it missing, because if they name the wrong number, then you just say, okay, well, count to 8, and the 2 3s will switch places 8 times or whatever. So that's my favorite of all time close-up card trick. Ben Matthews said, I think going back to net tricks, I think the price is fair. $14.99 is cool. Also, as much as I like Magic Stream, net tricks offers a better foundation for newbies, and also more magicians want to learn for the love of it. Yeah, I agree. Any other projects with thermochromic film? Did you get to see the box I made? I have not seen the box that you made, but I do have something cool not with thermochromic film, but with something else. Do you actually want to see the method to something which I've never shown before? So I've shown this effect on Instagram. Let me find it for you all. Back when I was 50 pounds or 4 stone heavy. I'll show you the video right now. And then, why not? I'll show you the method. So where's the screen? Okay, so this is the video. Where are we going? From drying out the pen, but it's to stop you from sniffing it. Because when you do, watch, you start to hallucinate. A Sharpie. Oh, oh, so trippy. My fucking head. So if you guys like that, let me know. Drop me a like on the video if you like that video, and a lot of people don't know. And I'll show you the method to that today in the next couple of minutes. But let me know if you want to learn it or not. But magic sales. So any other things with that thermochromic film? There is other stuff with it, but I haven't shared it before. Okay, mad skills. Waiting for impromptu visual stuff tutorial. Well, that I can do for you, my friend. I have a bunch of impromptu visual magic tutorials coming out on my YouTube. Impromptu visual magic is my favorite kind of magic. Although I can share one thing. I'll share it in a bit, but it's a copper silver that's impromptu, and then basically I got a copper coin here. It was more of a dream of mine to make something, a slow-mo visual change, completely impromptu. So I'll sort of talk about that in a moment. Adema Mahon, hello from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, man. I love Brooklyn. I love the pizza there. Do you perform your sugar to coffee trick? From Brendan Latkovich. I do actually perform it, but not as a walk around piece. It's always in the house. So when I have like guests over, on like as a throwaway thing, I'll pretend that I've made their drink wrong, and I'll show them the sugar in the cup if they don't want sugar, and then I can swirl it, and the sugar will then become coffee beans. Hey JD, while you're reading the comments, I just want to say I love the amount of content you're producing on YouTube. The creativity and consistency is not going unnoticed. Thank you so much, JD. It really means a lot. I'm so excited, actually. I'm going on holiday, like a little cottage holiday for the next couple of days, and I had to panic create this tutorial Tuesday, and it came out really, really good. Like, not good, I hate saying my stuff's good, but it came out, I'm really excited for you all to see it. And it's a super visual piece of magic, and I think you're all going to like it. So thank you so much, man, and I'm just excited to do more. Alex Bow, did I get a choice about Lux being sold to the TV company, or was it a Murphy's choice? It was my choice as whether I wanted it to go to TV or not. But Murphy's were handling the contract side of stuff, and payment and terms, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, ultimately, sorry, I was reading a comment about India there. Ultimately, yeah, if I didn't want it on TV, it was up to me. Lord Placebo, I'm from South Goa, Culver Beach, Palalam, Akonda Beach for meditation, and in North you have Baga Beach, called Midnight Beach. Kalangut? Oh yeah, Kalangut Beach. I've been to Palalam and to Banga Beach. Baga Beach is fucking crazy. I went to a Viking rave in Baga Beach. Alright, Juan Barras, show us a magic trick. Alright, what magic trick can I show you guys? I'm looking around me. What have I got? What have I got? I can show you this thing. This is a product on. This is not mine, but I seen it the other day and I thought it was so good. I just need to grab a coin real quick. I need to get an American quarter, which is stuck in a box of Tic Tacs. Wait, have you guys seen my utility box? It's like Predator. Fuck! That was grindstone. Alright, let's open this up. There's the lid. Goes some Tic Tacs. Making such a mess. So yeah, I seen this the other day. Found it in a drawer. I don't even know. Maybe we can workshop on this. So it's not, I don't know. It's a trick called Minted by someone. It's available online. But it's a coin. And oh, it's a US quarter. You take a Tic Tac. Has anyone seen this? So it's such a weird thing, but you can like flash. You can like make the Tic Tac go inside the coin like that. How weird is that? I should have performed it a bit better, shouldn't I? Yeah, I don't know what the best way of presenting it would be. I don't know whether you do a coin switch or do something like that. Maybe we just hide that, or would you place them together and then? Hold on, let's try this. Put it inside this way. So that's there. Now it's inside. That could look quite cool actually. Just squeeze. And then try and hide the Tic Tac behind. What could you go? Like that. Just spin it around. A visual thing. Look. I don't know. Yeah, I seen this in my box of tricks the other day and I thought it was really good. I think it's called Minted. I should have done a better trick. Dark Ivan. Good to see the pros messing stuff up too. Show me the pros. I'm not one of them. Dave Christmas, shapeshifter. Did you want to see the shapeshifter change? Show some random color changes. All right, I can show some random color changes. I need a fresher deck, so things like this. Oh my god, I haven't done this for a while. So watch the 9. It becomes the 10. Turn that over. Back to the 9. Oh, how bad did that flash? Let me see if I can do this. Watch the turns face up in the deck. How's that? My fingers are really cold, by the way. I can't even spin a card tonight. That. All right, that's enough of those. Impromptu haunted deck take of yours. I don't do any haunted deck stuff at all, man. Samuel Starmer, what is Lex? Totally missed this one. Yeah, we can't talk too much about Lex, man, but if you rewind, I do talk about it a bit more. Some organic ring stuff. I don't even have my rings down here. I'm trying to organic rings. I put a bunch of ring tutorials up on my channel called 5 ring tricks anyone can do. There was some cool stuff on there. Apart from my wedding ring, I don't know what I don't know where my rings are. Mario Tarasini. I drink too much Coca-Cola Zero and create too many tricks. Maybe you have advice on how to stop. After one secret project, I think I will send you a few tricks. If you like, maybe we can release with Murphy's. Maybe you can remind me where to send tricks or you can get them. So you can email them to me at admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. And yeah, you'll notice that I have all these energy drinks. Like you guys know, I've lost a ton of weight. Gatorades. I don't like these drinks and Coca-Cola Zeros and stuff. I don't like fruit drinks. I like water. But I've been super sick the last week. I've been in bed ill. And apparently I needed electrolytes. So everything online and everyone told me to get sports drinks and things like that for electrolytes. So I don't, as a rule, drink them. I prefer water. I've been caning this shit lately because I've been so run down, guys. But yeah, Mario, by the way, you're a genius, and I would love to see your new magic as a side. So email it to me at admin@lloydbarnes.co.uk. So many comments in the chat. I'm trying to keep up. The cards from Nathan. Yes, these are the Resurrected V2 from Nathan Lindley at Brax's channel. They're so good. They feel great and fully marked, so always a good one. A one-handed flourish with one card. I only do one-handed flourish. I don't do any flourish in. It's just pirouette. That's the only thing I can do. Pirouettes. Brendan Latkovich says, I was wondering what are your favorite card controls that I've created, like Premier Control, Flint, YYZ, Maniacal, Scarlet Utility, or something else. Oh, wow. Man, you know, I could not have told you the names of those controls off the top of my head, so good job on that, dude. I love the Premier Control. For all those of you, I don't know if you guys have seen this, so this is based on the Steve Drawn circle control, but there's some touches to it that make it different. But so someone would say stop. Let's say they stop me on the 5 of spades and gets lost into the center, and that's controlled to the top. So I don't know if you guys want to see that again. I don't know if it's better for me to stand up. Let me do this. So we'll go through. Someone just says stop. So let's say they stop me on the 2 of diamonds. Is it? 2 gets lost into the deck. About halfway, and you can see it's not on top, it's not on the bottom, that's the 5, but if we just spin the top card, went out of sight, but it was the 2. So yeah, that is the Premier Control. I don't know if I've shown you guys in full. It was an old download that I put out with E, but if I bring the camera down, I can show you a sort of exposed view. So what's happening is that I'm going through the cards and I'm conditioning you to see me do this, which is to bring the cards towards myself, which is an odd thing to do, right? Because normally we just do this. But I'm spreading through and breaking packets. Then I'm going to show a card, or card gets selected and placed back in, and I get a little pinky break just to get some air under it. And as I'm in this position, not this position, as I'm up here, because I got a break, I can then pop this card off the deck, because it's actually fairly tricky sometimes to get this to move. It'll take cards with it. But because I'm up here, I can get the card to come off the deck, right? But I time that as it comes to the top. But actually what's happening over here is that the card's going above these cards, so like that. See? But what can happen now is that if I, instead of just going straight to the side of this card, if I come up and back, see how it comes slightly backwards, almost like that. If I come up and back with the card, I can now back fan these, and when it comes down, it looks more copacetic. It doesn't look like there's a random card like appearing on the spread. By bringing them all back, it looks like it was part of the spread, if that makes any sense. So, you come here, do that, try it again, so go here, run look at the jack. Let me try that one more time. So we come here, have a card selected. In this case, it's the 10 of clubs. Place the 10 back into the deck. Times I flash is when I'm trying to, is after I've explained it. Let me do that one, we'll go. So here, say stop. Then remember the 3 of spades. That gets lost into the deck, and it's on top. So there's that control, which is fun. I can't remember what the Flint control, I think, was the YYZ control that one? Is that one? So you have a card, the 4 of clubs, that gets lost into the deck, it comes to the top, so it goes in. I need to practice more on my own stuff. The way that works is you show a card on top, place it down, and again get a break under that card. And instead of doing this move, because when everyone palms a card from the top, they normally do that, right? Which is the telegraphing of what you're doing, which is the giveaway. Telegraphing means you're giving it away. By getting a break here, you can get that card into palm straight away. when you touch the deck again. So cards on top. As I come over to grab half the deck, I'm basically doing a one-hand top palm. But as I pick the deck up, and because the pinky break is there, it makes it super easy. So my pinky contacts this card as I collect this half of the deck. So I come here and see how it went into palm. Now I can pull over the X card. As I go to do this spread move, I can just add it to the top of the deck and bring my middle finger up like that. So at speed, I can control it to the top. So there's that. And what was another control I used to do? Oh, the LTB control is a fun one. Let me see if I can do this. I released this in my Rebel notes years ago, so I'll take the... Let me try that one more time. I may need a fresher deck, but I'll take the Queen of Hearts. Place that in. I think I flashed there. But really what I'm doing is using the Frank Garcia riser move thing to kick out that card. So as I'm coming over and I'm covering the deck, I'm going to kick out the back card, the center card, like that. But as I cover, then use these two fingers to clip it and move it out into view. So I can show Jack into the center and get it to the top. You can also do it as another one as well, which is to place like a 5 in the deck and then place the 9 on top and that 5 stolen with it, and you're doing essentially the same thing as you place the chosen card in, like down. When I show this card to say that the 5's not on top, I can steal it out and shift in another card and square it all up. That's there. How was that? I just dropped them all on the floor as well. Alright, Magic Seance. Trick idea. Card selected, lost in deck, pen through coin turns out to be rolled up selection. That is a great idea for a trick. Great idea for a trick. Grimbogeja. What content do I have coming up on Netflix? I don't know at the minute. I don't know what I have coming up on Netflix. Netflix at the minute. Okay, these comments are going back a ways. So it says, wow, lovely, that was sick. Ooh, whoa, that blew my mind. It's beautiful. Eddie, Toby, I do a similar 2-card Monty, aces and black queens. I call it the pickpocket prediction, hearts and spades. That's really good. Yeah, I think the original way I learned 2-card Monty was with Blaine doing aces and queens. That's a great, I wonder what you do with it. It'd be interesting to see. Was wondering if I still have any Odyssey DVDs. I was always curious about your coin work in it and the barrel change. Oh, the barrel change. Bloody hell, that's a long time ago. I'm trying to think if I can remember doing that. Let's see if I can still do the barrel change. So, which way was it? Such a hard, not hard, but thingy. So, show Queen of Hearts. Oh, this is weird. Here comes the 9 of clubs. Yeah, that's right. Right, okay, yeah. I forgot. Okay, so we'll use this card on top. 2 of clubs. Man, this is going back years. 2 of clubs. Jack of spades into the center. Like that. So you can say Jack is not on top. That's the 2. That's right, yeah. So keep your eye on the 2. It becomes the Jack. Oh my god, how much did I butcher that? Right, okay, I think I can actually do this again now. Right, maybe. So let's use a card like an ace of spades. Or an ace of hearts. Ace of hearts will do. So ace of hearts going to go on top. That's the wild card, we'll say. Can't spin it. Ace of hearts on top. Random cards selected, so 4 are diamonds. 4 gets lost into the deck. You say, look, 4's not on top. That's the ace or the wild card. Watch as that ace. Fuck. Becomes the 4. Okay. That was some time ago, my friend. Yeah, I think I still have some Odyssey DVDs somewhere. I think they're in my mum's attic. That's it. The double disc DVD set. Alex Bow, well done on nearly hitting 10,000 subs. Thank you so much, man. I can't believe how fast. I mean, like, I'm not like a massive rise to fame, but fast for me. 10,000 since like December or November is wild. And Clemente, I think you guys are on about the vanishing pen cap. That was really cool. I'd love to know how it's done in real life, though. Yeah, I could show you guys. Vanishing pen lid was beautiful. Show the method of the Sharpie. David M. I bought a Jack of Clubs pendant necklace based on your verbal force discussed last week. Had them engraved, 7 clubs and back, just in case it goes wrong with another out. That is super good. Super good. I love that Jack of Clubs pendant. Rich Relish says maybe a spellbound kind of grip for the tic-tac trick. Yeah, that's cool. So if we're here, so you can show this coin all around, right? Then I'm guessing this would come into it. Like that, maybe? Dirty hand. Perhaps the coin can interact with the coffee bean. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Maybe it doesn't even have to be a tic-tac. It could be like what's it called? Like a tablet. Do you know what would be cool is... I'm trying to get these unstuck. Is if you had... These tic-tacs are stuck in there. There we go. Imagine the coin was in the tic-tac box and one tic-tac. And then you shake and it goes inside the coin as opposed to the coin going inside the box. That would be cool. And you could just make this tic-tac magnetic, put a magnet in there. Don't show the back of this coin so they think it's just a normal coin. Boop, boop. Pretend that goes in, or it's magnetic. And you can show it and turn around and say, oh no, the tic-tac's gone inside the coin, no, the coin's inside the box. I don't know. That could be cool. But Began Bro says, please do a give on live. What's a give on live? I don't know what that is. Lloyd, I have a prediction of a number on my Instagram page. Can you please name a number from 1 to 100? All right, 73. The tricks you make, do Murphys have the rights to as you work for them? Yes, anything I create whilst at Murphy's on Murphy's time is a Murphy's creation. So it'd be a product for Murphy's based. Great colour change. Can you walk us through that, Eddie Toby? Sorry, Eddie, I don't know which one that was that you're talking about. Sorry, because I think I did a couple. How many packs of cards do I own? From Alex Bow. I actually just got rid of so many cards. I had close to like 1,000 decks maybe, and now I'm looking at my entire pile of cards, and I've got about 100 decks, random decks of cards. Mainly, I just like bicycle cards, though. That's what I tend to use as a rule. Can you please show the Impromptu Copper Silver? Yes, I can show that. So I put it on Odyssey years ago, the double disc set. And I was really upset. I'm just trying to get a copper coin out. Oh, this is a coin gimmick, but I actually don't need a gimmick, but I don't have a normal 2p coin. So it was called Only Two, and I was inspired by Greg Wilson's Copper Silver, which uses 3 coins, so you have an extra coin. And I loved the name of a Danny Garcia trick called Only 3 or Only 4, where it was like a chink but using only 4 coins. So I love that name. And I loved seeing Greg Wilson's copper silver, but I wanted to do a copper silver with a visual element that was impromptu. And it's something I'd set myself a challenge to do. So this is it. Now, this is a trick that works, ironically, in daylight better than studio lighting. And most tricks that require lighting normally work the opposite. They require controlled lighting as opposed to daylight. So this may not work because really I need a bright source of overhead light. Let me see. So the way there's two phases. The other phase isn't visual. It happens in the spectator's hands, but you really only use 2 coins. Oh, look at that. That's magnetic. That's not good. I need a coin that's not magnetic. Okay, we're there. Maybe I can use smaller coins in my little box of tricks. All right. I haven't ever done this with small coins before. So this may go tits up. That's the way. I need to make more space in my office. All right. So 2 coins, 1 copper, 1 silver. There's actually 3 phases to this. And I'd need one of you here, but I'd put the silver... it's such a tricky one to do. Let me see if I can get it. So the silver one goes in the hand, and the copper one goes here, and it becomes silver. Nah, it doesn't really work so well here. The idea is that one-on-one, you place the silver coin in your hand, like this, but you're just snap changing it. And then as you come close to their eyes, you angle the coin down, which creates a shadow on it. Maybe I can show you what I mean. Like this. Right, so it creates a silhouette on the coin. And then what you're going to do is, as you would come up to their eyes, see how the coin naturally looks darker, right? As you come to their eyes, you tilt it into the light, which makes it look shiny. So at speed, this is really hard with such tiny coins. But you'd place a silver coin in your hand, and you'd say, watch, they hold that silver coin, and that copper coin as it becomes silver. It's such a hard thing to explain. This works really well in performance, as opposed to other tricks which do the opposite. This is better to perform. So copper coin and silver coin goes in the hand. You say, watch the copper coin as it slowly becomes silver. Super hard to see on camera. So it's really hard, I get, for you guys to imagine how well this works in real life. The second phase of the 3 is where you do it again. You take the silver coin here, and you say, watch what's going to happen. Watch the copper coin as it goes, oops, up in the air. Let me grab another one. Basically, you're going to throw it and change it mid-air. So, but the way that works is that you look up before you drop the coin. And the move for this, by the way, is the whole same thing. So silver coin goes into like a snap change position. For the first one, as I come up like that, I'm going to ditch it in my hand. And for the same for the change, and you're not making a fist, you're keeping your hand open, and it's important to like not try and move these fingers as the move happens. But yeah, for the second one, so it goes here, and you go, watch 1, 2, and then you look up, and their eyes go up as well, and then it changes in mid-air. And people will swear they see that change in mid-air. And then the third version doesn't matter about the color, and it doesn't really matter about the color of the second one. So I say this time it doesn't matter about the color, but hold your hand out for me. And then I say like a table, I go like this, and as I come around to put it in their hand, I switch it like that. So as I get them to put their hand flat, I put one of the 2 coins here. I say, yeah, just like a table for me, and make sure not to flash this. Like hand palm up, perfect, and I just drop it in their hand and squeeze their hand to turn it over. And it's a 2-phase, 3-phase, sometimes 2-phase copper silver transpo that uses just 2 coins, but with 2 visual phases. Very, very, very hard to show on camera with the wrong lighting, dead on with no misdirection. But in the real world, I have gotten a shitload of mileage out of that trick. Yeah, so let me know if you liked it, or if you can at least understand the thinking behind it, or if you think it's shit. So, hope that answered your question, bad skills. Rich Relish, do I use any card peaks that I could teach? I do use card peaks, but I don't think there are any ones that are any spectacular or new. I do have something which is coming out soon, and I think it's going to be a free download with Murphy's, but it's a card picking device which is going to fuck all of you up. Like, you're going to be blown the fuck away when you see it. I don't say that. I so rarely say that about anything I've made. But this one, I think when all of you see it, and it's going to be free to learn, you're going to be like, holy shit. But I got it right there. I'm looking at what it is right now. But I can't show it any earlier. But the card peaks that I use, do you know what I can show you? I can show you something which is cool, Rich, for a card peak. It's an idea that I've had for years and years and years and years and years. And I need some blank cards and a lighter. So, now this needs better scripting, but I'm going to show you guys the bare bones method. And I need better cards than these, to be honest. But so I'd have a blank deck of cards. And I need to find... Look how messy my office is, by the way, guys. I apologise for this in advance. There we go. Alright, I think you guys are going to dig this. Lighter, pen, and cards. So, this is only the basic fleshed out idea. But somebody would write a word or something on a card. I wouldn't see it. But I'm going to do it here for you guys now, but I wouldn't see this. So let's say the word is mint. Now this would work better on actual business card paper, and you'll see why in a moment. So, and I wouldn't use this in this context. So the word is mint written on a card. But I don't see this. Like, I genuinely don't see this, okay? And it'd be better on double blank cards. So if I have double blank cards anywhere, this is what it needs to be on, okay? So the word mint, I wouldn't see it, and it wouldn't even be a double necessarily, but that is going to go into the deck, all right? Like that. So the word mint gets lost in the deck. I haven't seen the word for real right now. Now I would say, I'm going to take a card, and it's important for everyone to see that these cards, I couldn't see through your card. And if I shine a light under it, like if you guys can see I'm shining a light under it, there's no way that you can see through it or anything like that, okay? Now I would take a pen. Do I have a pen here? A red pen? Or another pen. And I would write my prediction, which would be mint. And then, or something which is reminiscent of the word mint, so you don't get a direct hit, which looks a bit obvious. The words mint, and then that's the core idea. Don't use that as the performance routine, right? That's just the core idea. So what's going on here? Lighter and this, and the way I would probably perform is they would take out a blank card, and I would want to use double blank business cards, so not blue back cards. I would palm one off and have them sign a card, place it on top of the deck, or write the word on the card, place it on top of the deck, and I'd say, actually, do you know what, place that card in the middle instead, and I'm just going to load my X card on top. So in this instance, I'm just going to use a double, I'm going to say the word peak. Like that, okay? So you imagine, they place the information on here, as I come up and say, oh, do you know what, actually place it into the center of the deck, just place it, so whatever, to get rid of it. Or you can use a better method than that. So that's in there, gone. Now, this whole ploy of, people just like seeing fire and stuff, but I'm going to bring out this, I'm going to use this in a moment and say, look, these business cards, and what you can do is this, which is quite nice, is you can take a couple of cards and say, look, they're blank on both sides, you can see there's nothing on them, and even like you can't see through them as well, so if you hold them up to the light, or if you like shine a light under them, you can't see through them. But what's secretly happening is, first of all, when I take two cards off, I've got the peak card there, you can do like a frustration count to show that they're blank. Now I've got the peak information here. I can read that. And then under the guise of saying, I can't read through the backs. If I shine a light, I can't see through them. When I'm lighting this is a friction ink. So I'm using this as the guise of saying, look, if you shine a light under it, because people do that, right? They shine a light under cards to see through them. And I don't want to use my phone in performance if I'm a professional. And what I'm doing is literally getting rid of the evidence like that. So I can't see through it, and then I've got my peak and cleaned it up at the same time, under the guise of saying, oh, but you can't see through it, so I've cleaned it up. Now I can use this to write on my prediction. It doesn't matter that it's lost in here, and that's a little idea for a card peak that I've had for donkey's years. That is interesting. Now, that routine in is shit. Don't use that routine in. And you don't have to use a lighter to get rid of the information either. You can use things like a hot coffee, which will get rid of it, and you can use a different patter. You can just use other ways of. There's other methods basically of heating that card up to clean the information up at the end. But yeah, that's the idea, and I don't know. There's something to it. I don't know what the full idea is yet, but I think there's more to that to make it better. All right. Hope that was cool, Rich. Kind of. And I need to get back to you. I've been, like I said at the beginning of the show, I have been in bed for a week straight. I lost 10 pounds, so work out how I lost that 10 pounds while being sick. Can you show the Sharpie cap vanish? Yeah, I'll show the Sharpie cap. Maybe we'll show it a little bit later on towards the end. Don't want to blow my load early. Hugues Dubrail. How long have I been doing magic for, man? I've been doing magic for... I'd say I got into like proper magic when I was around... Like, I always had an interest since I was a young kid. Dipped in and out of it, got into sports, things like that. But when I really started taking, like, not taking it seriously, but actually having, like, an understanding of it and, like, knowing there was, like, a magic industry and an online magic world, and people have skill in magic, which I never really realized before. I thought people just did tricks. I was probably about 16, and I'm 33 now. Thomas Gonger. I'm working on a routine that uses reload, gone deck, and a deck color change from red to blue to make a routine where a deck appears and disappears and then changes color. That sounds fucking crazy, man. With my 2-card Monty, I end up with the 2 aces in my rear pants pocket. The spectator thinks they're holding black aces the whole time, but they're holding the 2 black queens. Yeah, man, I used to do that all the time as well. I've seen a bunch of people do that with it. The cards end up in the back pocket. So powerful. I bet you slay with it. Sebastian Vincent, are there any new magic apps coming soon? Yes. And actually, there's one that's coming out really soon, which, every magic app that I create, I'm excited about. And I say it's the best one ever, or I'm so excited about it. This one has been a dream creation of mine. And ironically, one of the easiest apps that's ever been built. But it's so interesting as an app. Like, I try to do my apps differently to everyone else. So whether it's like Tempest, Cognito, the original Cypher, what else have I put out? Even like Picasso Pro, because the concept for that was so different to what other people are doing. I always try to make them very different in that respect. And this one, again, it's a very different app to what you're normally used to. It doesn't do something similar to every other thing out there. And it allows you to do types of magic, which it allows you to do a certain type of effect, which you would only believe is done by people on television, or it's set up. But it's like, you think it's faked. It makes this effect look like you're faking it. It's so perfect. And yeah, it's a secret app in play the entire time, and it's not an app-based effect. Like, it's nothing to do with your phone. In a good performance, your phone would not even be anything to do with it. It's more of like a tool which gives you unwielding power. It's sick. It's so sick. So there's that. There's the lottery prediction app coming out. A few other exciting things. Me and Craig, mainly Craig, brought an idea of an app that got finished at Murphy's, and then we found a major flaw with Android that is a huge mountain to overcome with it, because as you all know, Android is like the wild, wild west of operating systems. So there's so many variations, so many different things, so many different, like, not many people upgrade to the latest OSs, and because of that, it meant this put a huge spanner in the works. And that's a really good app. It is going to come out. We just got to figure out the correct solution to that to get that up and running. So those are some of the more exciting Magic apps coming out soon. Big Ambrose, please do a give on live. I don't know what a give is. Do you mean giveaway? Or is give us something else that I don't get? Mr. Reese Mysteries, where do you get the Tic Tac coin from? Also, please teach the Sharpie Lid Vanish. I will teach the Sharpie Lid Vanish. I'll teach it towards the end of the session. I got this. Let me see. The thing is called Minted with the Tic Tac and the coin. Minted. Yes, it's called Mint. Okay, here's a link. I'll put it in the window. Minted by Ted Bogusta or Bogusta. So years ago, I was sent it for Illusionist to create the trailer for, to see if they wanted to release the trick. But think about it. Just really quickly, Rich Red, it's got to shoot. Let me know if you're free some time for a jam. I'm at Cardiff Match Society doing a mini lecture in May. Okay, Rich, I need to get back to you properly and have a catch up and talk about the thing that we talked about at Blackpool as well. So I will be in touch. Let's go here. Okay. Alex Bow, if you could work with anyone dead or alive, who would it be? 2 people. One of them I am working with, and I can't name the name at the minute, but the other one would be Luba. Man, I always get this name. I learned the name Luba Fiedler. I always say Fielder for some reason. In my head it's wrong, but Luba Fiedler, because he was a revolutionary thinker in the world of Magic. Not just the world of Magic, beyond Magic. Even now, people are using his concepts and ideas in different ways that are just greater than trickery. But he really set, like, for me, one of the people that set the bar for, or set like the standard for thinking creatively and outside of the box. And even now, some of his methods still stand on their own, and they're still far and above everyone else. And over the years, I've released Magic where the methods have been more statements to the Magic fraternity, where everyone was doing flap cards. So I would put out tricks that would actively not use a flap card to fool everyone and have a unique method, or where everyone's doing very similar apps where it's just, a card overlaid on another card or on a wall or on a video where everyone's does the same thing. Then it would try and do stuff different, and all that sort of that driving force. A lot of it was the inspiration of Luba Fiedler, because he would be so outside the box thinking. It would inspire me, and I would be so sick of other people just constantly doing the same stuff that I would look to people like him. So I don't know, I'd love to work with him. Would have loved to work with him. Cool Bean. Cool Banan. Is there a way to do a slow motion visual color change with invisible threads? Yes, there is. If you could get Odyssey DVDs, how should I contact you about purchasing them? P.S. If you could make sure the DVD works, since I don't know how clean is your mum's attic. No offense. No worries, Brendan. No offense taken. Email me and just cover postage. You can have one, man. I ain't gonna charge you for that. They're shrink wrapped in cellophane, so you're better off having it shrink wrapped in cellophane, unopened, untouched, than me opening it to check it. And also, I don't know how the hell I would check it, because I haven't seen a DVD player since 2010. But I'll send you one. If you just cover postage, then you can get one. Gila Nicola, hi from Argentina. What's up, Argentina? I would love to go to Argentina, man. Eddie Toby, how many magicians other than people have magnetic coins? I don't know, but these ones aren't meant to be magnetic. It's just this one is one of those like sort of lock-in 10 pence 2p's or coin unique things. Caleb Casper, my go-to non-card trick. My go-to non-card trick is 9 times out of 10, I'll have rubber bands on me, and it'll be Crazy Man's handcuffs with a kicker ending where the 2 spectators are holding the 2 bands linked, so both of them have them linked, and one of the bands vanishes slowly in their hands. So I'll normally do that, and then I'll go into. So I'll go into. Then like a liquid band thing. I don't know if you guys have seen Liquid Band. I think by Vinnie Marini. Oh, we get a different band since it's old. So you get a rubber band, and you wrap it around your fingers. Like that, so you can put a pencil through, and then I get the people to hold on to either end of the straw or the pencil, and I melt that through, and then you can do it. You can actually do it in reverse as well. Like this. Doing all the wrong stuff on here, but so I get them again to hold the pencil's ends, and then melt it through. That was a terrible angle for you guys. That was like the worst angle ever. So then I do that. I'm going to show you the other way as well. So I get them to hold this end and that end. You can see that it's linked on there. Can you? That was a flash. So that I go into that. So I go from Crazy Man's to that, and then I'll do a pencil through bill type of effect. I don't know if I can do it with this. Have I got any more bills here? So I can show you. Do you guys ever see my trick called Bankrupt? I don't know if I've taught it before over the years. Let me see if I can do it here. First of all, bill, pencil. So I do like a bit of a routine where it goes from. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart moment here. Where it goes from rubber bands to rubber band with straw or pencil, and then into something with a bill. So start again. So this, place the pencil into the bill. You can all get a good view, and then I haven't done this for so long. Which way is it now? Oh yeah, so now I can go from here, shake and it melts out of the bill. Man, how haven't I done this for so long? This one, is it this way? I'm completely second guessing myself. Here, through. Ah yeah, that's right, okay. So, take a pencil and a bill. This is right. Place the pencil through the bill, like this. You can all see now I can visually melt that through the bill, and that's gimmickless. That's right, and then the last phase is like this. Place it down that so you can see it there, and then it melts out. So yeah, I do that. God, I haven't done it for ages though. And then I'll just do like some coin work, so always like coin on the back of the hand for them, and coin vanishes and things. Or it depends like where I am as well. Like sometimes I'll do some like calculate things and number forces. I always just sort of try to read the room and work with what I'm given, like random objects. Neural Dagger. Illusionist just had a sale. Just received your gaff system. Wow, what an amazing project. The packaging was perfection. So excited to get into it. Also got one money. Thanks for all you. Thank you so much, man, for getting that. Yeah, I was really happy with how the gaff system came out. I put so much work into everything. The design, the video, the creations, everything. Do you know if there are any haunted deck tricks that don't use loops or invisible thread? I've come up with one that doesn't use any, but I can't find it's already been done. Man, there's so many haunted deck tricks out there that are impromptu or don't use other objects. I mean, I remember reading books years ago that would have some amazing methods. I know there's ones just where you use just your pinky, There are ones that use bowing of the deck like that, so it'll just naturally spread itself. There are ones that use like little tears in cards that you hook cards into. There's a lot of methods out there, some really interesting ones. I remember one years ago that I read where you have a dab of salt that goes on the back of this card. When you put the deck on top, the salt would separate the deck at this chosen card, which I thought was a crazy killer method. So I know there's a lot out there, so you've got a lot of research to do, man. And you told me Neural, you're gonna love it. I don't know what Neural is, but I want it, man. Mr. Reese, thank you, lovely. I don't know what ideas he's saying thank you to, but you're welcome. I need tip. Akash Rise, any tip on where I can find good tricks on stack deck mnemonica? Obviously, Juan Tamariz' book Mnemonica has got a shitload of tricks in there, and then Pitt Hartland's got a book called In Order to Amaze that's really good. And I think Dennis Bayer's got some good work on stack stuff. And Woody Aragon's got some incredible work on stack work as well. It depends what you're looking for with it. It depends if you're looking for certain routines that use stack work. So if you're looking for a fully fledged routine. For me, personally, my favourite stuff is to just jam on stack. So just have it in stack, have cards freely named, and just make them appear and vanish and count down to them as you come and go. Pardon me, that's the fucking electrolytes. Caleb Casper, teach us liquid band. I can't, it's not my trick to teach. I can teach a rubber band trick though, that's very similar, which is, what do I call it? Wood and lead, I think, which looks like liquid band, which you say the band can't melt through, I don't know if my angles are good here, the pencil, but if you watch, if I just touch the band to the pencil, it melts through one strand. That's the first strand. If I show you the second strand, it looks like this. It melts through. I can teach that if you want. But it's on my YouTube, and I teach it way better without flashing. But I'm happy to teach it now if you guys want to see it. I'm new to mem stuff, and I'll talk you through some mem deck tips if you want. Akash, I think I've got a deck in stack here. So this deck's in Mnemonica, and I tend to just jazz and practice Mnemonica by, I use like my Alexa device to shout out random cards, but what I tend to do is have random cards named or shouted or cut to, and then I'll try and jazz to them. But there's some tips you can use for jazzing as well. So in Mnemonica, the King of Diamonds is the 26th card. Where are we going? It's the 26th card, which is the halfway point, right? So there's two halves of the deck. So when I'm going to do some jazz work, I'll always get a break at the King of Diamonds. So if I get a pinky break at the King, because I know the position numerically of every card, depending on what card is named, if they name a card in the lower half of the deck, I can immediately cut to at least the 26th position and know where I'm going from there. So I've got a deck on the table here that I can just cut to random cards, and we just use that to test, right? So we have the Five of Hearts, which is the 8th card down. Well, I know the Five of Hearts is 8. 8 is a really, really easy number to force because you can use to count to. So because you can use people's names, you can force the number 7. You can do a timing force on a spectator. It's really, really easy to do. Or you can pinky count straight to the 8th card and then just cut straight to it to the top or the bottom. So one other tip is that you want to get good at the pinky count really quick. Really, really good, really quick. For example, if we're going to do the Five of Hearts, which is 8th down in this case, so 8 cards down, you want to be able to at least pinky count. I pinky count like 20 cards, but the more proficient you get at pinky counting, the better you're going to be at Mnemonica, because you'll be able to do things like this where you cut it straight to the bottom and then you can go into cops. And I would say that pinky count, being able to cop cards off the deck without having your thumb do weird shit, and be able to do normal top palms, those are the weapons you're going to need, right? So pinky counting and palming or doubles are really the only tools you're going to need to be able to proficiently like slay with a mem deck. So if I find that King of Diamonds again here, depending on what's named, I can cut to it and then pinky count and so on, and just sort of jazz to wherever I'm going. And the other things we get good at is either like quick math, so simple additional and taking away skills, recognizing like what cards are close. And there's also another cool move, which is, well, not move, but you want to get used to like peeking the bottom card as much as you can. So just casually getting glimpses of that bottom card. Because as you cut the deck into different positions, there's going to be a new bottom card. And knowing what that bottom card is will tell you if it's the card that you've cut to or how far away you are from the card you cut to. So let me show you some examples. Queen of Spades is 48th card down. So when the Queen of Spades is named, I would either spell a word to it. For example, I would say, oh, that's crazy, because that if you say the magic word magic, it'll be there. MAGIC, magic, right? You can do that, which looks like a great reveal. Or you can, I would drop, if I was at the King of Diamonds, right, I would drop the break. I can then use my thumb to quickly count off to the Queen of Spades, and I can either count it to the top or to the bottom, right? And then count the top. Now, the other thing to mention is I don't do the pass very well. Not that I can't do it very well, but I also don't make a thing of it. I very casually just cut the deck like this. I don't make a big deal of it as if I'm cutting to a card, which I think is a big help by making it casual. Like I'm just constantly shuffling and shifting the cards. So with the Queen of Spades, for example, I would just riffle up at the back and just then get my break under the Queen, and then I'd come back and maybe cut it to the top. And again, I'm just playing with the deck, and I'm not getting to the reveal yet. I'm just sort of stringing it out a bit as I just sort of casually play with cards. And now, whenever I want to reveal, I can do a double and say, watch, that's going to become your card. Or wherever. Oh, sorry, it's on the bottom. or I can copy it out of the deck and get it from my pocket, anything you want. But things like handling the deck like this, just constantly moving it and shaking it about and just getting the audience used to you just manipulating the cards will really help you cover the times when you are genuinely manipulating the deck, right? So let's go for another card. Let's see the Eight of Spades. So the Eight of Spades is a great card because it's about 21 down from the top of the deck. So in this case, I've cut to the Nine of Hearts, so I'm a little bit further away from it. But if I do this, and I show you I got the Six of Hearts here, all I have to do is just come up and touch that 6 like this, and it'll become the 8. Let's do a better example than that. That was terrible. So let me see. If I get like the King of Diamonds at my break, right? So at the halfway point, I'm just manipulating the deck, playing with it. We'll have a card named. It's got the 7 of Clubs. And the 7 of Clubs is right next to the Queen of Spades, so we've done that sort of. So 6 of Diamonds, which is again just like 3 down from the top. Oh no, it's not. It's like 6 down. Okay, so 6 of Diamonds, right? At this point, I would release my break because I know it's really close to the top of the deck, and I would estimate about 5 cards with the pinky break, right? But I'm not looking yet. I'm just sort of playing with the deck. I don't know how far or how close I am with it, but either way. Maybe I would hand the deck out at this point to be shuffled or placed back in the box. Or maybe I'd go and get like a Sharpie out my pocket or something. Or whatever. But either way, I'm just sort of manipulating the deck, playing with it and keeping it like light and casual. And then whenever I like, I can reach in and pull out the 6 of Diamonds from the pocket. And you can all follow along what's going there. So yeah, I don't know. That's my type of stuff with Mem deck that I think is the strongest. Is just sort of casually like trying to make it look like the cards are just appearing at will from your fingertips. Let's do like one more. King of Hearts. So the King of Hearts is 35th, so I know immediately I need to cut up my break and then estimate roughly 10 cards away. And at this point, then I can do anything I want. For example, I can go to the card box or go back to the pocket or anything to try and find it. So yeah, that helped a little bit. I'm new to Mem stuff. Hello, my actual name is Drew. I really appreciate your live sessions. I have been using some of your tricks and showing them to my grandsons. That's amazing, Drew. Thank you, dude, for actually tuning in and performing some magic. Punk BMX. Hey, Lloyd, any tips on how to get started on creating magic? Yes. Just start is obviously a great tip, just to sort of start playing. Don't be dissuaded when you come up with tricks and they've been done before, because that's how it works. When you're a musician and you're learning to write music, you start off learning how to play other people's music and then just start tinkering and toying with new stuff. And then, you'll come up with tunes that you've heard a million times before until you get to the new ones. But I love finding out like methods have been done before because it forces me to go beyond them and genuinely find new ones. Eddie Toby, pen through dollar bill, please teach. Okay, maybe. I think it is on my YouTube, but I will teach you if you want. I also picked up Gas System in sale. Can't wait to play around with it. Thank you, dude. Ted West, I'm trying to create a portal trick where a card travels from one card box to another. Do you know any good tips or resources where I can continue my search? From one card box to another. Now, I have seen a trick years and years and years ago where there's two card boxes. One card is placed in and it then appears out the other card box. I can't remember who it was by. I think it may have been a submission for a trick that came in once. But I don't know if any others like. There's a couple out there. I'm sure there's a couple out there. But I don't know any specific ones off the top of my head. It's a great concept, though. Great concept for a trick. So keep exploring it, and I hope you have a brilliant method for it, man. Thoughts on Smooth by Nicholas Lawrence. Nick Lawrence is a genius. Smooth is fantastic. It's a perfect everyday carry, and it works, which is always the biggest thing with tricks these days. It's so easy to make a good looking trick. It's so hard to make them work, and it's one of those. It works. Drew, I've used Cognito with my grandsons and used a deck of cards to reveal their thought of card selection. Now that's the way to do it, man. Don't just reveal it in the app, use the deck. Hell yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Drew. What can you teach us with cards? I think that was some cool stuff I just taught then, maybe, I don't know. Acan Effects asks the question, Lloyd, what's your opinion on witch hand effects? I think they are, when done correctly, I think they're incredibly powerful for witch hand effects. I think there's something so inherent about them. When we're kids and we're in playgrounds, wherever we are, there's certain things which are universally known. How many fingers am I holding up behind my back? Everyone around the world see that game, whether you're in the UK, America, China, Kenya. Everyone has seen that in some context. The thing with rock, paper, scissors, that's a universal game. It's something everyone knows. Witch hand effects covers that base, covers that ground of something which instantly, if I go like that, which hands it in, and everyone you show it to, everyone that's seen it in the world, instantly knows how difficult it is to make that choice and get it correct. So the fact that it's so universal. For example, if you take a card and a card trick, right? You go to a spectator, and let's say you're going to, I don't know, the corners of deepest, darkest Peru, and you got to show somebody a card trick. They've never seen a deck of cards before. You go to a tribe of people that have never seen a deck of cards before, and they sign a card, and you put that signed card in the deck, and it comes to the top. They don't give a shit because they don't understand what's happening anyway. They don't, this is completely brand new to these people in your mind, right? And so things like that is so far removed. But when you take it to things like a witch hand effect, it's so easy to instantly to understand the concept that to show that you have ultimate power over it, then I think it's wildly overlooked at how strong that piece of magic can be. I love those things. I made a video before talking about, I think potentially if somebody could do the coin from ear in a way which is incredible, like absolutely incredibly perfect, I think it has the potential to be the best trick that you could perform on anyone, period. As in, if I had a bare hand sleeve, and I just reach behind someone's ear and pluck the coin out, I think potentially it has the ability to be the best trick ever. Because that is the one I think it's like the universal magic trick. It's the one magic trick that I feel is global. Like you, as a kid, you've seen it, you know it, and people know how it works globally as well, right? I feel like if you could actually do a version of that which looks insane, you could be onto a winner today. All right, Alex Bow says the one I've come up with: you lose the card in the deck. Okay, I think it's about the haunted deck stuff. You lose the card in the deck, it can be shuffled, and then without touching the deck, you can bring the card out the deck whilst it's on the floor, desk, or table. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds like a perfect version of a haunted deck. What makes it different? Or do I need to keep reading the comments? Because I do love the sound of that. And, I don't think I've ever performed a haunted deck in my life. Acan Effects asks, what is my opinion on the burglass effect? I think it's my absolute favorite card trick. Absolute favorite card trick in the world, right? Not my most favorite to perform, because I have a lot of versions myself. I've learned a lot of versions. I have versions which are, for all intents and purposes, perfect. And I think it's probably my fault as a performer, but the amount of effort that goes into some of them to get that ideal, any card, any number, the deck's been in their hand the entire time, it's there, which I can do quite often. I can do it actually. Yet they react, they go crazy to like an ambitious card. It's probably my fault as a performer for not being able to make it feel bigger or grander. But that being said, it's my favorite plot ever. It's the one plot that I obsess over, and I'm constantly looking for the best versions or the newest methods or the more interesting ways of presenting it. It's kind of like, it's like my muse. It's like the canvas that I base a lot of my card magic off, is the burglass effect. Although it's not my favorite to perform out in the world. That being said, Quantum Deck sort of is a really good version of it, because there's something so magic about that deck being blank. All right, Neural Dagger also joined the Netrix. Doug, give interview with Craig. Oh, thank you, man. I'm so sorry the audio was so bad on that. It sounded great on our end, but when it came out, it was no bueno. David M, I'm 75% through learning Mem deck, being put off because my butterfly decks by Andre make finding cards so easy, but really need to finish. Yeah, I mean, the butterfly decks are incredible. I use, like, both these decks that I've been using today, they're both marked, and they're really helpful in Mem deck stuff. But learn the Mem deck, because once you have it for life. And there's nothing better than if you're at a friend or a relative's house, or even if you're at a bar, and you can get hold of the deck that's behind the bar, or in your grandmother's drawer, or in your friend's attic, and you just whip it into the Monica or any other stack out there, put it back in the box, put it back in the drawer, leave it for a year, and then go back over there one day and wait for them to suggest playing a game of cards, or ask you to show them a trick, and then you say, yeah, I have no idea if you've got any. I don't have any cards. Do you have any cards here? And then they go, I think so. Let me go and have a look. And they come back and they bring you a deck in stack, which back to front, inside out, upside down. Congratulations, you just become Jesus to that family. Neural Dagger. Bo put a tutorial on building this cap and bottle trick. It's awesome just for the concepts, even if you don't make it. Look for it. I actually watched it today. Brilliant. Yeah, guys, go to the Murphy's Magic YouTube channel and look at Bo's cap and bottle. He takes a bottle cap off and slaps it in a bottle, and it's great. And when I watched it, I was like, whoa, where the fuck did that cap go? Very, very good. Yeah, I don't actually watch most tutorials all the way through. Really good tutorial. I love the Mem deck trick you talked through, and it still got me. Thanks, man. I don't know which trick it was. Trying to learn Monica for a while. From Ryan Compton, Punk Me Max. I've been messing around with RFID tags and trying to incorporate ideas involving an app. Yes, there's so much you can do with RFID tags. If any of you have ever checked out Insight by Hugo Shelley, the entire deck has RFID tags in it, and you get a receiver that can pick up the signal. So if one card's taken out, I taped it under the table. If one card's slid out over that receiver, it'll send a text to your phone, and you know what card they've taken out. And if you think about the implications of how powerful that can be, you could be in a different room, someone slides a card out of a deck, peeks it, loses it back in, shuffles the deck, and you know the card. You're welcome. That is real magic. Thirsty Juggernaut. Have you gone over what Lux is yet? As much as we can go over what Lux is yet. Also, if you go through the chat comments, Sav, one of our friends, Sav, has commented what he was lucky enough to see it and what he thinks of it. So if you read the chat further up, he'll tell you more about it. Alex Bow, do you think Craig is still talking at the convention, or will he have been marched off stage? He's still going, probably, no doubt. There's no doubt that he's still lecturing right now. Drew. So what are your favourite carry-around tricks? Could you tell me why? I want to start doing that. So when I go to my grandsons, when I hope you and your wife son are doing well. Thank you so much, Drew. Yeah, we're all doing good. Well, now that I'm recovered of my sickness, which I give to the whole family. My carry-around tricks. I mean, at best, apart from Lux, which is I can't say what that is. I genuinely, to say, like, if I carry a deck of cards on me, that's me going out fully prepared, fully kitted out. So a deck of cards is about as maximum as I get. Rubber bands I tend to wear on my wrist all the time, and rubber bands are a big part of my set. Not a big part, but they're the opening to my set. And there's a reason why, if you want another reason why rubber bands, because I'm not a rubber band fanatic. I'm not Joe Rhinefleisch or anything. I'm not standing there doing cat's cradle all day. If it comes up to do magic, and I found this, and I talk about this, I've talked about other aspects of this. People can get heckled when they do magic, right? If they bring a deck of cards out and they do this image, sometimes before you even say pick a card, some of your audience will say, I've seen it. Sort of kills the moment a little bit, and it goes on. I don't get heckled, and this is because I use something, a technique by Greg Wilson, but I don't think he realised it did this. So he talked about that when he meets someone and he wants to show them magic, he will say, hey, nice to meet you, what you do for a living? And they will say, blah, 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 oh, I'm a banker. And he'll go, oh, great. And then they have to ask you, what do you do for a living? When you say, I'm a magician, the next question is always, oh my God, can you show me a trick, right? So I was always not nervous, I'm really confident, but like with my magic, it was such a personal thing to me, I never wanted to share it with anyone or show it to anyone, because I thought of, I don't know, it was a very personal thing to me. Anyway, I found that by doing that, it would open up the dialogue of magic in a way which wasn't, can I show you a trick, which I just don't like, because I'm not a giga magician. Fortunately, I don't have to ask people to show them tricks. So first of all, it got people to ask me to see magic. The second thing, which this is the thing that I found, and I'm sure Greg realizes it as well, but the main takeaway for me was that I would say, no, I can't. And I'd make some excuses until they asked again. I wouldn't flat out say, no, I'm not going to do it. I would be like, I don't know. I like sort of give them hope. Until eventually I cave and say yes. Now, when I do eventually show them a trick, I don't get heckled. Why? Because who the hell pleads with someone to do them a favor, to show them something, to do something for them as a favor, who in their right frame of mind would then heckle you? Like, that's like the worst thing. Like, it's just the most, no, it just doesn't happen. No, it's like saying, oh my God, man, hey, please can I borrow $100 off you? I really am broke and I've got no money. Please can I borrow $100? And the guy's like, oh, I don't know, man, please, oh. And then eventually the guy goes, you know what, here's the $100, you know, I'm going to trust you. And the guy goes, oh, what? You've given it to me in $1 bills? Great. Like, it will never, you know, unless you've got a lunatic. So I don't ever get heckled, because when I come to perform, I get them to approach me, and then I make them work for it. So when it comes to performing time, they're just so happy to even do magic, right? So that's the first thing. Why rubber bands? Because if I come up with cards straight away, people be like, I think like they think all magicians. A lot of people just think all magicians are the same. So I go, okay, fine. I'll show you a trick. Let me get out my deck of cards. and then immediately they think, all right. A lot of people can think, all right. So he is a magician. Like, you know, it's sort of like I'm playing straight into that stereotype. Even if they're being kind, they thought. As soon as you go, I don't really have anything on me. Like, I have like rubber bands. First thing they think of is, what the heck? What can you do with rubber bands? Like, what? As opposed to, oh, okay, I've seen it before. Now they're curious. And then I go into Crazy Man's handcuffs every time I open up with it. And but I don't do it. I never, ever, ever, ever do it on my own hands to start with. I never do that. I immediately say, open your hands like this, point the fingers, make a little, and then I hook it on their hands. And I say, one thing, I'm not gonna flick this in your face, right? You have to get that out there. Suddenly, they've started begging you to see a magic trick. Within like 30 seconds, they're holding a rubber band with you linked on it like that, with people looking over your shoulder. And you create this environment where people are looking as well. That is interesting from the get-go. And they have no idea where it's going to go. They have literally no idea where it's going to go. And then from that, and it's ultimately one of the most visual tricks of all time. They literally slowly see it melt through the rubber band. So I do that as 2 phases. And then the last phase, I take the 2 bands, and then I set it up in their hands so there 2 spectators are holding it. So one spectator's got their hand wrapped around this band, fingers like this, the other 2 like that. So they literally, and I stand away as far as I can, and I get them to bring their hands in, and I make one of them make a ball around the band, and we all know the method. It's just this twist, right? But because they've seen it twice before, the 3rd time I set it up for them like that. I said, just bring your hands back in. The last time, watch this time. And they all think by the 3rd time. They always think by the 3rd time they know how it works. They always think they know how it works. And this is what flips them on their head. I say, watch as close as you can. The closer you look, the less you see. So they're like, and you will get people like, I can see what's going to happen. I can see what's going to happen. And they don't. And then as soon as you say, now you just bring your fingers together like this and just rub. Imagine you're rolling a tiny, and they do that. And I go, gone. And I say, open your hands. And that vanishes. Boom. Like it's such crazy reactions. That's my opener. Like 99 times out of 1,000, 99,999 times out of a million, 100,000, whatever. That's what I'll do. And you've set the bar really high there, and they've just seen. Most people will never ever have seen that trick, and the vanishing band in their hands. It's very unlikely they've seen that trick before. So you suddenly show them some the most visual magic they've ever seen, and it happens all in their hands. And it's completely different to what they're normally expecting you to do, and you don't need anything on you other than 2 rubber bands. So that's my main everyday carry. Then if I do have a deck of cards on me and I want to step it up a bit, I can say, oh, do you know what? I have a deck of cards. I didn't even think about this. But I randomly have a deck of cards on me. I can show you some other stuff, and then go from there. But I could use an app sometimes. I quite often use Cognito. But or that lottery app that we've been talking about is a good worker. But as a rule, it's things like that I'll do, like rubber band stuff, and I'll jazz a lot. I'll go into like straw or pencil through build stuff. I do a lot of borrowed object things. So I just my way of looking at everyday carry, to be honest, Drew, is that my everyday carry is a pure, and it's knowing that I can do magic with a rubber band and a pencil and a bill and a coin and my phone or their phone and a lighter and I don't know, some balled up tissue paper. Being able to do magic, like I got like with this stuff right here, even without the phone, with this stuff here, anything else? What would I maybe like a bank card or something. Yeah, I do a bunch of things with this actually, but borrowed. With this stuff here, I've got like a full 30 minutes performance, and it's just knowing basic tricks. So yeah, and like obviously some propless star sign divination stuff always goes really well, which is Pete Turner's Ray's anagram and things like that. So yeah, that's like what I'd say my EDC is basically up here, because actually one day, if I can get it, it's the thing for me filming outdoors live performances is so tricky because I don't have a cameraman with me. But one day I'll go out and just show you guys me performing for half an hour using nothing but borrowed objects, because it's so easy to do and it's the best everyday carry stuff you can get. All right, okay. Where were we? Akash Rai. Any good material on jazzing with mnemonica? I don't know for any material on jazzing with mnemonica, to be honest with you. Everything I do with jazzing in mnemonica is just shit that I've just sort of done or like just do over the years. I do think that there's a guy called a magician, a very, very good magician called Michael Close, I think he has a book. I think he actually has a book on jazzing with mnemonica. And there might be a Facebook group for it. So just search Michael Close Jazzin Mnemonica book on Google, and you should. I think the name is like something like The Road, or it's got like some sort of whimsical. Fuck it, I'll have a look for you now. Michael Close Jazzin Mnemonica book. Something like the book or. No, I can't find it here. What would it be called? Oh, The Road. Is that it? The Road to Riffsville. I knew it was like something like that. Yes, I think it's called The Road to Riffsville by Michael Close, and I think it's him. It's his thinking on improvising with. I'll put the link there. The name there, Michael Close. I think it's him. All about improvisation work with the mem deck. Akash Ray. I want you to make a lecture for mnemonica user. I think I've done a video on my channel. If you go back a couple of weeks, it's like top 5 tips for mem decks or something. Akan effects. Thank you for your thoughts on Akan and which hand. However, do you know any other mentalism effects using coins? Yeah, you could do things like. Have you seen Francis Manotti's got a great one? I think he has a great one where he has a spectator imagine a coin, imagine a date, and imagine a country. And when they open up a bag, that coin is in their hand. I have a think a drink, which I've never put out, but I'd spoken about it on the channel, which is like I'm in the UK, so I'd have somebody would take a 10p piece, which is a round silver coin, and they'd hold on to it in their fist. I'd say I want you to imagine going to a bar and ordering a quick shot of liquor, right? Like vodka or brandy or rum. But I want you to imagine the type of liquor where, like, you know the brand name. And more so, you know, like the location in the world or the place that it comes from specifically. Nothing too out there, nothing too random. But, you know, just imagine something like that. So they do, and they say, I want you to imagine that you go to the bar and you order a shot of that drink, and then you knock it back, and the change in your hand is from that bar. And then when they go, okay, they open up their hand. So for example, whatever you're all thinking right now, just let me know with like a yes after I say. But most people by this point are thinking of Jack Daniel's Tennessee, because it's like a really common one where everyone knows exactly where it comes from, and you also kill off when I say vodka, brandy, rum. I get, like, by saying those, they don't use those. And then I have a big box somewhere. I bought like 1,000 Tennessee quarters. So in America, you can get quarters with Tennessee on them. So in the UK, they would be holding that 10p. I'd switch it for a Tennessee quarter. And then when they've named Jack Daniel's Tennessee, I say, go ahead and look at the 10p piece in your hand. And when they open it, it's now a quarter from Tennessee. So it's a think a drink with a coin, which is quite cool. Alex Bow, what makes it different is that it doesn't use thread loops or cards, but I'm still doing research to find out if it's been done before. Okay, cool. Eddie told me, I want to be Jesus. You can be Jesus, Eddie. You are my Jesus. Mr. Reese, got to shoot, but we'll check back later for Vanity Charby did. All right, see you later, Reese. A couple of months ago, you and Craig were talking about an index. Do you have any more info? Yes. So the index is like by myself and Javier Fuenmayor. We believe it's the thinnest and the fastest full deck pocket index for one deck in one tight jean pocket that's ever been created. You can have any card named, and in a pair of skinny jeans, you can retrieve that card from your index, and it's so small. It's thinner than a box of cards. And it fits in your pants pocket. You can retrieve that card on an average of 3 seconds. Comparatively, most other indexes take up around a quick one can be like 5 second average up to 10 to 15 plus on average. And this does it on average in 3 seconds, let alone the quick ones. However, we made a massive breakthrough. We were going to send it to manufacture back in December. We stopped them at the last second because we made an alteration to the design which halved the size of it. And then last week we changed the design one more time to make it even smaller again, which is wild. So we are just waiting on the first factory prototype of that, and then we can go into full production. So a good couple of weeks yet. But it'll be worth the wait because it'll be perfect when it comes. Alex Bow, have I seen Any Card, Any City by JLB? I have not seen that trick. What's it about? Neural Dagger. I have a wallet that is only for Colossal Killer. Just carry that and you always have one amazing trick. I have a thing for Colossal Killer. This thing. I don't know if you guys... I don't even know if it's even released, to be honest. It's not mine. But this is all the cards you need for Colossal Killer in one little wallet that I just can keep on me. Colossal Killer's a fucking amazing trick. Drew says, or none one. Is there any particular brand of rubber band? I've been trying to learn your version and have been having a problem doing it since the rubber bands are kind of short. Yes, size 19 latex-free rubber bands by a company called Alliance, I think. I have a box somewhere. Look at me doing this. So these are the bands that I use. I've had this box for years and years. It'll never, ever, ever, ever run out. I lost my last box of them after about 10 years, or 8 years. So you can see the brand name is there. Alliance. Size 19, latex free. Latex free. These are the bands. They're actually the bands that people sell like in packs of 20 for $15, but you can just buy like 10,000 for $15 there. Punk BMX. I find ideas for tricks easier than actually working out the method, like my Cognito into Omniphone trick. But that just could be your niche, man. Like I know plenty of people that are good at just creating methods or just good at creating plots, but no methods. You don't have to be good at everything. I'm certainly not good. Like I can create methods and plots, but I'm a terrible performer, you know? So yeah, if you can create whatever you know you're good at, then just keep going, man. Drew says, where can I find tutorials on your rubber band tricks? I have on my YouTube channel. There's one called Wood and Lead on there. Wood and Lead, I think, which is taught, and I got some other stuff out one's called Steadfast, which is a ring and rubber band routine, which a friend of mine actually won Magician of the Year award with that routine. It's an impromptu ring and rubber. I should probably do that again. Wait. Miko Luco. I'm partially sighted and don't really like the gimmicks, but card tricks. Okay. Matteo Nadal. Hi Lloyd. Hello. How's it going? A-Can Effect. Sorry for all the questions, but what is your favourite propless mentalism? My favourite propless mentalism is immediately Peter Turner's propless star sign revelation. Or Olivier Bose's, a guy called Olivier Bose, B-O-E, his impromptu star sign revelation. Both really strong contenders. And it depends on who I'm talking to at the time, which is going to depict on which one I use. But definitely my favourite propless mentalism is an impromptu, any impromptu star, not any, but one of those impromptu star sign revelations will probably be the one that I will go for. There's also a trick by Michael Murray where he has a group of everyone in the group think of a number between 1 and 100, and it's a revelation from there. Obviously, it's not my trick to teach or sort of go into it about, but you write down a prediction on a piece of paper. You have everyone think of a number between 1 and 100, and then you predict who got the number correctly and how something about it. But it's by Michael Murray. But that's another great piece of. You haven't got to write it down on paper. You can have it like whisper to someone beforehand. Alex Bow, I'll be your cameraman. All right, Alex. Yeah, move to Wales, mate. Brendan Latkovich. Thanks for letting me get the Odyssey DVDs. I'll email you about the address and payment for shipping. Thank you so much for this opportunity to see some of your older work. Also, yes, I'll sign it for you, dude. Completely. I'm like 5 stone heavier, or I'm like 50, 60 pounds heavier, so don't judge me. Ben Williams. Cheers, mate. We all know your everyday carry is chicken wings. Yes. I carry them in my tummy. I actually had chicken wings for breakfast the other day. I ordered them from Domino's at like 10:30 a.m. Warren Gardner. So many very standard ambitious card moves. Do you have one standard ambitious card move that I can teach? Standard ambitious card move. I taught one on the channel. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. Let me see if I can show you. It's not I mean, do you want a standard move or a fun thing? Because I have this thing. Oh, actually. Oh, hell yeah. Here's something fun. Let me see if I can just get a card. Man, where are all the cards when you need them? That. Oh, that's a gimmick. What the hell is that? That's also a gimmick. I'll try and show this. I just need a red bicycle card. Why don't I have any red bicycle cards? This is my life now, guys. Someone asked me to show an ambitious card move, and I don't have a card to show. Trick. That'll do it. Right. What am I doing? This is a gimmick that I'm going to use as a card. This is so stupid. What am I doing? Is this even going to work? See this, a card out jogged, sticking out the deck. And then it rises up to the top, kind of like that. Again, it's just a card printed flat and it creates an illusion of depth. I don't know. Standard ambitious card move. I put this thing on my channel. It's more like a principle, but it's an impromptu way of doing that visual rise of the card through the deck. And it's not a move, but it's like a, and I bet some of you think it's either the inflated deck principle or Garcia's Fallen, but it's not. It's neither of those. What I'm doing is I'm creating a false deck. A false deck on the cards like that. And what that is actually I've just spread the deck back and I've used the borders to create a false deck front. So if you get a couple of cards, you can pretend that you're like sticking it right down low. That, and then you can spread these back towards yourself. So it looks like it's deep down in the deck, but the reality is it's really not. But like that. And then you can have it rise up towards the top. And then whenever you want, you can get it to like rise or whatever. Is that cool enough, maybe? That's taught in full detail though. Pardon me, on the channel. It's called Visual AF Card Rise or something. Okay, so David, I cannot wait until you come out with this index. I've tried basically all of them, Advocate, Q5, etc. I know this will be called. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is the one thing that me and Hav are really, really proud of, and we put so much work into it that it's just killer. Just texting my wife back. Johan Wilhelmsen, love it, longing for that card index almost as much as the Calzaghe of Magic longs for sheep. The Calzaghe of Magic. Love that. Yeah, the index is coming soon. Honestly, really, I want it as badly as all of you, like the final finished version, because yeah, that, and you know what, I mean, I used it all the way through Blackpool, and it is my EDC carry when I have the final one. Even the prototypes they're so good, but that is it. All right, so a couple more minutes, guys. I'm gonna have to wrap it up, by the way, because Craig didn't even text back, so he's still going for his lecture. Jan Magician, hey, good evening, Jan. How are you, my friend? Put me X. I wish I had magicians around me because I think jamming ideas seems like the best way to get creative and push yourself. I don't jam my ideas that much, to be honest. Like, me and Bo did it last week. That's the first time me and Bo have ever jammed ideas, ever. And we work together. We've known each other for years. Like, me and Craig jam ideas a little bit, but I am a lone soldier when it comes to creativity. I really create on my own as a rule. So don't think that it's the only way to do it. Alex Bo, any card, any city is an app that you get someone to name a card and then a city, and then in your photos, you pull up. Oh, I know that trick. Yeah, dude, I've got the deck, the JLB. When you Jean-Luc Bertrand, right? Yeah, I've got the deck here. Yes, sorry. Yeah, that's cool. He gave me one at Blackpool when I caught up with him this year. I've got it somewhere. I think it's over there. Let me go and have a look. Where is it? Yes, I've got the JLB deck right here. I'm going to do the content. Blank screen. There it is, JLB deck. I do have it. I know the trick you're on about. Any card in any city. Took me a while to get it. But yes, very, very cool. Very, very cool. The trick I have with Penguin through the partner program has a version with a star sign revelation on Instagram. That sounds great. I need to see it, King OK. I need to see it. Drew, thank you so much for sharing your information. This is helping so much. My grandson showed me a perplexed face when I show them one of your tricks that I have learned from your tutorial. That's awesome. I love to hear that, man. Warren Gardner, I meant non-standard ambitious move. Well, I think maybe that was a fairly non-standard one that I showed. But if it's not a not-standard ambitious card move... You know what? I very rarely do the ambitious card routine, even though the visual ambitious riser is one of my favorite visual magic plots. I very rarely do that routine. I used to drill it so much and do so many different things with it, but I can't think of off the top of my head. I cannot think of a non-standard move. But if I do, I'll make a tutorial on it. Christian, I want to see what you do with the blank deck challenge, YouTube challenge. Oh, keep your eyes peeled. That's all I'll say. Javier has come up with an idea for... I can't say. All right, Dividend. I love the book Isolation by Michael Murray, Thought of Card Effects. Yes, I love those style of Michael Murray Thought of Card tricks. Do you guys know what we're talking about when... Isolation by Michael Murray is basically you have somebody think of a card and then you can divine it from apparently nothing. It's impromptu. You just have them think of a card and then you don't ask them questions per se, but immediately they sort of give stuff away and you know what card they're thinking of, but they have no idea. Yeah, that's a great... I've never found the one yet. Like, I don't have the Holy Grail yet, but it is a plot that I need to do more work on because there's a lot of great scope for it. But yeah, thank you, David M, for bringing that up. That's a great point. Miko Luco, is there an index or deck where you use for sense of feeling in your fingers? I mean, an indexes as a rule are done sight unseen. So most pocket indexes, your hands are in your pocket and you're using touch to find the card that is named. As for decks for sense in your finger, like a deck with braille on, I'm yet to see a deck that's like that. But most pocket indexes are done just with touch alone. Dan the Dude, hey, you know I'm good open. Hey, you know any good open prediction tricks? Any good open prediction tricks? I know quite a lot of good open prediction tricks. It's just the stream has come to an end right now, so maybe we'll save that for another time. But there's an entire book on open predictions and it's by someone, and it's got collaborators in there, and loads of people give their own open prediction tricks. And I can't remember the name of it. Guys in the comments below, what's the name of that open prediction book? Is it called Open? It's called like it's a very minimalistic title and name. It's white and red. It's an open prediction book, and it's got lots of collaborators in there. That's a great resource for open prediction. And I'm trying to think. Off the top of my head, no. That I can remember like straight away to do. Punk Max. Lloyd, just write a bloody book already and take my money. I know I do. I have actually written a few books that I've never even shown to anyone else. I have like full, like 100-page books. I'm baiting on taking the best out of all of them and doing something. I don't know if there's any interest. I don't know. Maybe Punk BMX. Maybe you're the only person that wants it. Hey, kind of effects. Do I have any favorite mentalism effects? Yeah. Any kind, any number, star sign revelations, like David M said, divine and a thought of card. They're some of my favorite. I like very like linear mentalism effects, and I don't do things like name place routines or predicting where what country someone's thinking in. I do like classic magic mentalism effects, and like pin number reveals, lottery predictions. Those are like what I like, but what I love about them is that they're classics for a reason. But I love trying to break those classics and work out something new about them, or something more up to date and relevant about them. So that's where I am with those. But yeah, things like lottery predictions, pin number reveals, star sign reveals, ACANs, thought of cards. That's the type of mentalism that I like to do. John Lyon. I've been doing card tricks for 2 years because of me and Daniel Madison. Thank you so much. I had friends around last night and we had a laugh. I can't stop learning tricks. That's so sick, man. Can you show the easiest double lift? The easiest double lift? Yeah, man. The easiest double lift has got to be holding the deck, using your thumb to lift up 2 cards at the back, and keeping a break with that pinky finger there. And then what people would do is they would grab the card with their thumb and middle finger and then open it up on the edge like a book, like that, keeping it square, still keeping it here, like that, and then placing it on top of the deck. And then to turn it over, again, grabbing the 2 cards and turn them over. I think that's got to be the easiest. Or even more easy is to lift up 2 cards and get a break with your finger, and then pick them up at the break. So you just pick it up the 2 cards, and then showing it, and then placing it on top of the deck. Placing that in the deck, and it comes to the top. I think that's got to be the easiest one. I swear that's probably the one that I've showed my wife how to do. I like this one though, where you can just show 1 card. And then, in this case, it's the Jack of Clubs. Now it's changed. Are people still making magic books, or do you think they are a thing of the past? No, people are still making magic books. I still think they're very relevant. And there's something magic about magic books. The books in general are magic, The fact that you can just... your thoughts live there, and at any moment in time, from now to 1,000 years, someone could just learn your thoughts and be inside your head is insane. I don't think they're dying out. I just think we live in an MTV generation, or beyond that. People have a 5-second attention span, and if it's not quick, snappy, visual, and happening on YouTube or anything, TikTok, then people often don't have an interest in it, and which is sad. And I think because of that, some people don't release them because they don't get that gratification. Like if I released a book, it would be, I would assume that it would not be read by anyone. And it would be just for me to have out there, just as a lasting thing. But I think some people wouldn't release books because they feel that they wouldn't get recognition for it. Which is not the reason I haven't released a book. I would release it when I think I'm proud of it. But I think a lot of people just don't do it because they don't think they would get the notice or the money, maybe the profit from it. Such a book tease. Drew, I'm retired and have a lot of time on my hands. If there's anything I could help you out in the way, I'd love to. Okay, that's amazing to know. I'll have a think because I'm always looking for help in some ways. It's good to work with each other. John Lyon, love to meet with a magician and learn from them. Yes, look up the closest magic convention or magic shop to your house and just go, John, and just do it. Like I did it when I went to a magic convention when I was 16, and I did it super nervous, didn't know anyone, and people are so kind and they took me under their wing, and it taught me so much about the magic world, not just about like new tricks, but more about how to conduct yourself around magicians, how we talk and operate and how we discuss things, and how to be respectful and things like all that stuff you learn immediately from being around magicians. So just go and do it. Just do it, and what we really care about is that you have an interest in magic. That's the main thing. Michael Luco, no need for Braille. Dave Christmas, are you going to make a box set like Peter Turner but card tricks? No, I'm probably not. When I was at Illusionist, I designed massive parts of those box sets that came out, including the How to Be a Mentalist or How to Read Minds one. I actually did a lot of the work on the box of what's going to be in that, and it's cool, but it's not for me. Keith Porter, hi Lloyd, you never got back to me. Sorry, Keith. I my inboxes are always swamped. I try to get back to everyone. If you try and send me another message, and I'll keep an eye out for it to come through to bump it back to the top. Akash Ray, Lloyd, thank you for the material for Mnemonica. I'll surely study it. By the way, after watching Azzy and Dome deck work, I think that might work. I got curious. Great, yeah. Miko says, but people are looking for old things with longer time span. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's in regards to books, right? I guess people are. It's an interesting point. I do love books. There's a special place in my heart for magic books because that's sort of beats. It was funny. I fell out of love with magic books a while ago. I bought a few based off certain people's names in magic, and I read the material and it was rubbish material, and it sort of killed a few of my heroes in my eyes, or not heroes, but there was a few big name card magicians that I looked up to, and not big name. People with a bit of clout to their name, and I read their magic books, and they were awful, and it killed it for me for a long time. And I thought, it made me realise that just anyone could put out a book. And then at the time, when this was years ago, I thought, if you put out a book, people just assume you're good. And I read their books, and they were terrible, and because of that, it made me lose faith in books a little bit. But of course, I love them. I love them again now. All right, JL. Hi Lloyd, what are your thoughts on Burglar's Effect and by David Burglar? Very controversial trick. Also, a Taiwan magician, Lu Chen, did it. And I've seen the Lu Chen performance. Very inspirational. I seen him do it at the EMC conference back in 2008. Perfection. And we talked about it earlier, actually, JL. So I'm gonna sort of not go over it too intensely. It's amazing. It's my favorite trick to work on of all time. My favorite number one trick to try and figure out the best method for all time. Although I will say it's not the best trick to perform on spectators, because it does unfortunately only really blow some of the more astute audience members amongst you. So it's my favorite trick, card trick wise, to work on and create methods for of all time, but it's not the best performance piece of all time. I'm sure I'll be disagreed with upon that. Acan Effects says, someday I might release an Acan download. I'll tell you what I do. Man, your name is Acan Effects. I want to see your work on the Acan, because it's got to be gold. It's got to be gold if that's your name on YouTube. And Nathan Page, aptly timed, says, hi Lloyd. Hi Nathan. And on that note, folks, it is, I guess that Craig's not going to turn up. It's 1:15. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Sunday session. Come back on Tuesday for a super exciting tutorial Tuesday. I'm really, really happy to share this with you. It also came together at the right time. Super visual and super practical tutorial Tuesday coming up. So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been so much fun jamming with you. I know Craig's super busy at the convention. He was going to try and drop in, but he won't. But I'm sure we're going to jump back in this week, or we'll be up to date with you soon. Go off, enjoy the Netrix at thenetrix.com. It's Craig Petty's baby. His streaming service, incredible value for money. You're not going to miss out. It launched on Saturday. And I know a lot of you in the chat already are signed up, but go and enjoy it in your spare time. Thank you all for tuning in. Leave me some love. Drop some likes on the video. If you haven't done so already, guys, please hit that subscribe button. And for the rest of you, go and enjoy your weekend and get a good night's sleep, because tomorrow is Monday. And luckily for me, I'm off on holiday. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. See you on Tuesday.